What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Channel. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are back once more with the weekly show. This is episode 135. We're going to break from the usual routine. Usually we sit here, we read articles, watch some videos, just cover general gaming news that happens throughout the week. You know, I sit here, I read the articles, I give my takes on said articles. But this week, just due to, again, basically the same thing that we've been having for the last few weeks. Is just lack of news slash it was a holiday week, so I thought we'd keep something light. I've been meaning to do this video for a while now, so you know what? We're gonna sit down and we're gonna do this. Other upcoming news-ish videos. I'm going to be covering the Game Awards in early December. I also plan on doing a video, as I have for the past few years, going over predictions, stuff like that. So that's stuff coming up. But for this video, as you can see by the top, we're going to be looking at the Resident Evil 2 gameplay on PlayStation Underground. This was about 15 minutes that dropped earlier this week. PlayStation Underground, they do a lot of... there's going to be commentary on the video that isn't me, but, you know, that's the only way we're going to be able to do this. PlayStation Underground, they give us, looks at various games. We've done a few videos. I think we've done one with God of War, one with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I think those were the two that we did earlier this year. But this is the remake for Resident Evil 2. Honestly, everything I've seen from it, I'm pumped for it. It looks like it's a way to experience Resident Evil 2 for people like me who haven't done it and really can't play with that old, antiquated, at least in my opinion, control style. It really looks a lot like RE4 and that more survival horror-esque third-person shooter survival game. I really like what I've seen so far, and I think this is going to be some Claire Redfield gameplay, I believe. But let's hop into this. I've yacked enough.
Claire, get out of there.
Oh.
Ponytail was a bad choice.
Launcher. They move quick.
Oh.
Oh, it's those fucking dogs.
Excuse me, sir.
I know this. It seems like a weird thing to bring up, but again, it's just I'm a sucker for aesthetics and consistent UIs. When you saw her go through that door, and switching weapons. I'm really liking how, and I've noticed this in gameplay that we've seen for this game before, that we're seeing elements of the UI from Resident Evil 7, which I thought was really sharp for what that game was. Usually, I'm not that big in that first-person horror sort of game, and I was really curious to see how Resident Evil was going to work in first person, and I mean, Resident Evil 7 was phenomenal. I mean, let's ignore the number of times it made me crap myself, but that's for a different day to talk about. But everything I've seen, it looks like it has like similar gameplay elements to Resident Evil 4, that sort of over-the-shoulder third-person camera, like I was talking about, that survival horror aspect. But I'm seeing the sharp UI from Resident Evil 7, then mixed in the story of Resident Evil 2, which I've heard was really good. Like I said, I never played the original. So it looks like this game is really kind of taking all of Resident Evil's strengths and throwing it into the pot. I've been watching Outside Xbox. I love their list videos. And for the past few that I've seen, they've mentioned Resident Evil 6. Yeah, Resident Evil 6 was the one that really kind of... some people would say Resident Evil 5 was the one that really got the series off its kilter. And then Resident Evil 6 was just where it went straight into the toilet. Now, I'll give you that on 6. I kind of liked 5, I'm not going to lie, but that's a conversation for a different day. I'm glad to see Resident Evil really, and I've said this before, really glad to see Resident Evil get back to what we really know this series for, which is just that hardcore action. I don't want to say action. Let me rephrase this. That kind of hardcore survival horror games. And I like that they're taking beats from 4 and 7 and throwing more of that action vibe in it. And again, I think that's aided by that over-the-shoulder camera, and Sorry, I've yacked enough. Let's keep going.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayStation Underground. You got Kristen, Sid, and Mike from Capcom here. We are playing Resident Evil 2 on a PS4 Pro, and we are so excited.
I am beyond excited all weekend. I have been waiting for this. I've been thinking about it. Resident Evil 2, one of my favorites on PS1. So thanks, Mike and Blake's driving right now. Thanks for coming by and showing it off.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for hosting us, guys. Super happy to have. We're showing a little bit of Claire gameplay today. Sherry Birkin on screen right now.
I was going to say, we saw a little bit at this TGS, but we're going to be seeing a little bit more of an expanded look at this entire play level.
Definitely. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. We're in the underground parking garage now.
Sorry, just a little note. I believe this game is coming out late January. I think it's coming out around the same time as Kingdom Hearts 3. This is obviously stuff that I should look up ahead of time, but you know me, if anybody's ever seen these videos, I play fast and loose with my research. Research, I should put in air quotes.
Have a fun little cutscene for you guys to help set up what we're going to be seeing today.
The graphics already are just blowing me away. I played Resident Evil 2 when I was younger, but I was way too scared to finish it. So I'm excited now that I'm a grown person who can handle horror.
Fun fact for me, Resident Evil 2, a seminal game on the original PlayStation. It's the only anything that got me to play hooky or attempt to play hooky, so I could go pick it up on launch day.
Amazing.
And leave school. Stay in school, kids. Don't be me.
Definitely no. This was my first Resident Evil game for myself, RE2 as well. So it does have like a special place in my heart. Seeing these characters built out the way they are now it's something else. So.
And this is a full remake. This isn't just a remastered treatment, a fresh coat of paint. This is from the ground up using the Resident Evil 7 engine.
That's right. We've done a lot of the HD remasters and things like that, but this is as you can see, full from the ground up, making the same engine as RE7, the RE engine. But we've had some games have developed on it, so you're seeing basically the best of what we got.
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely. Claire looks so good.
Can't wait to see one of those liquors. We have all the cast of characters.
That's right.
The ghoulish.
Everybody remembers back, whether you want them or not.
I was going to say, I think I'm ready to wait a little bit before we see our first one.
Child endangerment.
So just to remind us, who is this that we're seeing?
So this is the Raccoon City Police Chief, Brian Irons. A little bit of a story exposition without spoiling too much. Basically, he's looking for Sherry Birkin for some reason. This is Claire obviously trying to take care of Sherry, but it looks like she's in a little bit of trouble at the moment. So.
What's your name? What's your fucking name?
She's not going to take that.
These people should all be working together to survive this terrible, horrific scenario.
We all would hope we would be that way during the zombie apocalypse. During outbreaks. I have a feeling he's not taking you to your mom, Sherry.
Well, language in front of the child.
Please! Don't tell me how to do my job.
Stop! This guy seems a little unqualified for his lofty position, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
She'll probably need that later.
I'll get you, you fucker!
Again, language in front of the child.
That's a good example of a lot of the things that we've done to the game. It's like this scene back in the day in the original is very short. It's just, a bunch of very low-poly characters meeting, saying two words, and then poof, they're gone.
Yeah,
And
you're really able to expand on the narrative. The advanced graphics really let the story open up a lot more.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun with the cutscenes. People have been steeping in this in our Osaka office, waiting to. This is like a lot of people's dream game to make. So they're like, I know exactly what I want to do.
The full vision is realized finally. Yeah, that's terrific.
So Sherry's been taken. We are now looking to basically find that key card. We're going to try to head to Brian Irons' office.
Now I saw a reference to sub-weapons. So is that in, is it similar to what we saw in the Resident Evil 1 remake?
So it's going to be more similar to what you've seen in RE7.
Okay.
If you hit the, you can check the quick selects on D-pad. There's the inventory selection that's mostly like RE7, but you will find, like the original game, upgrades. You'll get gun stocks and additional slides and things like that to add accessories to your weapons.
That was like one of the first games that I ever played where you could get like the triple burst upgrade for the pistol with Leon and all of that great stuff. I love that stuff.
Got it.
So that's the elevator eventually we need to get up.
Interesting.
There's going to be a zombie around here, I can tell already.
But also, naturally, like Resident Evil, you don't have the keys, you don't have the stuff, you've got to go find that stuff, solve puzzles.
You got to plunge into the darkness.
I'm already...
I mean, again, I know I'm beating the dead horse. I mean, they're talking about how this is really just a modernized version of what we really know. I mean, they're using kind of the Resident Evil 2 story as the template, and it kind of, how to put this, I would say they're doing kind of what Sega did with the Yakuza Kiwami games. I mean, I would guess they're going to stay a little bit more true to the story of RE2 than what Kiwami did, because Kiwami almost completely changed the story of Yakuza, just like Kiwami 2 is just totally different from Yakuza Kiwami 2. Or wait, Yakuza Kiwami 2 is completely different from the story of Yakuza because it has to tie in with Yakuza Kiwami. There are too many Yakuza games. My head hurts. Either way, they're doing this, and like I said, I'm beating a dead horse here, but I really am glad to see Resident Evil, after kind of getting away from it, they're really returning to this survival horror standpoint. And like I said, I know I keep saying this. It's just this Metroidvania-esque style of, try to find the key cards, swipe through the doors. It just slowly progressing your way through the map and all that. I think this is what this game was really known for, and I'm really. I was talking with somebody in the comments of a video earlier today, and I'm really glad there are studios out there that can see stuff that they've done in the past and go, that wasn't a good idea, or we screwed that up. So let's go back to what people liked, and let's just try and modernize that. Let's just try and build on that rather than just wholesale change. I really like that there's studios out there that are aware of this and have that kind of self-realization of, look, this is our product, this is what people like, here's what we're going to make, and we're going to please the customer. I absolutely love it. And I mean, I guess you could say you'd rather see a new game rather than a remake, but I'm all for this. And I mean, again, I keep saying this game looks badass.
So nervous.
I know, I'm super nervous right now.
Because I'm sure it's not, the setups probably aren't exactly the same as they were in the original.
Right.
Just so that people aren't just like, oh, I know it's going to be around this corner. It's a whole new game.
Yeah, we want everybody to, especially if you've played it before, like, you're going to feel super nostalgic, but the puzzles aren't going to be exactly the same, because it's no fun if you've played it a million times already and you just blast right through it. So there is that might be a familiar face.
So one of those fucking dogs.
Thank God she has a flashlight.
This is so atmospheric. I love it.
I know. I'm like holding my breath a little. Oh no.
Oh,
So you might remember these guys. Obviously, with the power of the RE engine, looking a lot nastier.
Yeah, they still
Looks like
move really gross.
And as you can see, this isn't a bug or anything here. They're actually completely blind.
Yeah.
So you can see him kind of like snooting around. He can hear, he can feel her heat.
There's the one on the roof. No.
Oh, that's creepy.
That's what scared me so much in the first one, when it was on the roof and just looking down at you.
Yep.
No
Got
thanks.
that big tongue like drooling on you.
No thanks.
That's a cool detail. That's new from the last game.
Mm-hmm.
That they can't see like that.
Yeah, in the original PlayStation 1, if you
Okay, somebody helping me. Am I missing something here? Does it look like you could just walk through doors, like she's just pushing it open? Not it's on a button prompt. I know that doesn't matter. It's just it's interesting to me. Now on to what those things were. Those things are fucking awesome looking. I mean, I could do without the weird like tail that kind of looks like it's taking a dump, like it's mid dump. I could do without that, but I mean, all in all, I mean that is just spot on awesome monsters.
if you encountered them, that was it. Like, there's
Yeah.
no getting around it.
Well, hopefully they can't use doors.
Yeah. Can only hope.
Oh no, it's going to be able to use the door.
I wouldn't be turning my back on that body right there.
What makes you say that?
A lot of the time, like, I mean, in most games, you'd put a round off on him just to make sure he's down. But Resident
here.
Evil, you don't get too much ammo, so you
Yeah.
got to be careful with how many times you do that.
Ugh.
Oh, those are some big ass
Yeah,
roaches.
those are some pretty big roaches.
Gotta
even
love
for-
just hanging around a morgue.
They're just water bugs. It's they're not roaches.
That's what happens when the T-virus gets into all the systems, the zombie roaches.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's a.
Gonna say, put the gun up quick.
I'm also a little curious why there's a morgue next to a parking garage, but you know, that's just me.
Yeah, you know, Raccoon
Also,
City. All bets are off.
Who put a flash grenade in the morgue?
If we're gonna go down that path, Mike,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a very different recording here.
But at the end of the day, we're treating this as a new game, and we know a lot of fans like that over-the-shoulder
Oh, no.
Yeah,
perspective.
this
so-
brings it in line with RE4.
Yes.
Oh man, all of our creepy crawlies.
Oh boy.
He's like, wait,
Oh.
I just want to talk.
This Gore-Tech is nuts. Look.
Yeah, okay, we're actually, because of that, I mean, they just caught what I wanted to say. I mean, all right, let's shoot back. Okay, well, let's watch this again. Boom.
Like, wait.
Okay, so he hit him in the hand and the tendon just like fell off. I mean, with the first guy, I mean, you can tell she's using basically like a small like 5-shot 38. So I mean, it makes, I guess, kind of makes sense that you're not going to be able to dome him in one shot. But this upcoming headshot, I think, is what's really cool.
I just want to talk.
And you see it hit it, but it didn't hit him center mass. So you can see you can actually see the bullet like go around the side of the skull. I mean, that is a sweet detail. Again, probably in the moment you're not going to notice this shit, but oh my god, that's brilliant.
Talk.
This Gore-Tech is nuts.
Oh
Look
my
at this.
gosh.
Yeah. You can even see, like, if you hit them in the knee, like, they'll start shambling in different ways based on where you
wow.
shot them.
I want to meet the individual responsible for these zombie
Yeah.
shamble animations. I mean,
It's very reactive.
yeah.
Even
It's
if
a
you like,
kick-ass
every
detail.
individual, like, knife slice will carve something into them that will never leave there, so.
Oh,
That was a mistake.
No.
careful.
Uh-oh.
This is
Why'd
not,
you shoot it in the butt?
this is not good at all.
Oh. Claire, get out of there.
Oh,
Ponytail was a bad
Grenade
choice.
launcher. They move quick.
Oh. Excuse me, sir.
yeah.
They haven't learned to open doors yet, thankfully. So.
See, that was that was interesting. I mean, you saw and again, this could just be as always. This might just be me reading into something, but have they put it in have they put this into the AI where those things would know to block off her escape routes? Because you saw it go, because I think most games would have them attack in the shortest distance. You know, as the crow flies, it would have it attack her in the back, but instead it circles around and cuts her off from the door. I mean, is that something that they're adding into the AI? I mean, if so, I mean, that's awesome that the enemies are, or that some enemies will be that smart to do that. Or I guess maybe smart's not the right word, have the instincts or the hunting capabilities to do that. I mean, obviously your typical, like, shambling walker type zombies won't, but those things, I don't know. I mean, that could add something to it.
Oh.
He's like, I heard what you did over there.
Okay.
Nice.
God, I love the TMP.
With the acid round grenade launchers, you only get maybe a couple shots in this game, but they are kind of an emergency weapon for obviously when you run into guys like that.
Got any herbs?
She's hurting, yeah.
There we go.
Much.
A soothing sound. Oh.
Just gonna take a relaxing moment.
That's right. Dangerously low on ammo, I want to point out here.
Yeah. We are risking it all today, guys.
That's right. Only on PlayStation Underground.
Well, hopefully, if we're in the gun range now, there might be some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please help me. Yeah.
True to Resident Evil 4, I'm sure there's like two rounds in the box or something.
Yeah.
What was
So yeah,
that?
still, I think it was since it's the first time for this demo specifically, it's telling you to, hey, check out this thing. Maybe there's something inside.
I love these. I love manipulating stuff in 3D. I hope there's.
Oh.
So not quite as useful as you thought it might be, but you might need it later.
I got a trick to unbend bent keys. I'll tell you afterwards.
That's gonna be
Only
the card
here
we're
on
taking. Get out of
PlayStation
here.
Underground.
Sorry, again, it might just be me reading into something that ain't there. That's a neat thing. I mean, having to manipulate the thing, and not necessarily new. I mean, we saw it in RE7. Give me a second, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me, sorry about that. I mean, we saw that in RE7, but maybe implementing that a little bit more, where you pick up that box and you look in, you have to find the latch, the opening, and then you open it, and maybe there's ammo, or maybe there's a health item. Have that be more prevalent rather than just for like key story items. Sorry about that sneeze. Jeez. All these weird locks.
What do we got over here?
Some red herbs. So that's the another part of RE you might not have. I mean, I think most of you played this series are probably used to it, but item management, inventory management. Definitely can't drop stuff, so you got to choose what you really want.
Oh no.
Oh god, that feeling.
Be able to discover some photos that help you give you some clues, some red herbs. Those help sort of power up your herbs. But he doesn't have any room currently, so
Oh, those are not fun sounds.
Score is something else.
you can even shoot limbs off as she lost her arm there.
Ooh.
Wait, we're gonna go back to this. See, again, it's just these great physics. I mean, I love watching the blood like ooze out of that destroyed arm, but I like how the chunk of the leg is gone. Again, just tiny details, but man, that is just freaking. That's just awesome.
You can even shoot limbs off as she lost her arm there.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought it put the flashbang in its mouth.
Was that a flash grenade?
I think it was, yeah.
That we found in the morgue came in handy.
So that's a lot. That was one thing I think we took from the first remake that we did of the first game. Sort of emergency items.
Yeah.
Like you can get a grenade. You can use your knife. There's sort of a get off me just
Oh
in
my
case you
gosh,
need
she's
that.
still.
She's resilient. Raccoon City Police don't mess around.
Yeah.
That's right. Tough. Only the finest.
They've been through a lot. Okay. Where'd she go?
This is awesome. I'm gonna like just marathon this when this comes out. When is this? January 20.
January
25th?
25th.
25th. Call off work that week.
We'll know that you're playing hooky, Sid.
We've heard the stories about you.
We have it on tape.
Sorry, I've got bronchitis and stomach bug and everything else.
Right, row.
I think we're safe in here.
The hell that one zombie go? But that's what would be freaking me out. Someone's gonna come around that fucking corner.
Back at that
Scared to
elevator.
breathe.
I know.
Yeah. So the very choice use of sound design and music and things like that. Sometimes it's just pouring in, but sometimes you just don't need it.
Yeah.
Just left to your thoughts, and that's sometimes scariest thing ever.
Absolutely. Sometimes the silence is much more unnerving. I like the leftover
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go. Maybe some upgrades to your weapons there.
Excellent.
Glad someone got their last meal before
Yeah.
everything went
Cheese
to hell.
ravioli before they were eaten by a zombie.
I'm always fascinated by food that's rendered in games. I always
Yeah.
stare at it. It didn't do me much good in Resident Evil 7, unfortunately.
All right, so we got our elevator working now.
Okay, not necessarily a Resident Evil 2 thing, but the food rendered in games. Does it not bother anyone else like looking at food in games? Because I mean, I've never seen it done right. Like it always just looks like it looks like it's made out of Play-Doh. Like even in modern games, it doesn't look right to me. You know what? I'll take that back. Red Dead Redemption 2's looks pretty good, but we also never see him interact with it. We see it set down on the bar in front of on the bar in front of Arthur. He takes it to his table, sits down, and then it doesn't show the actual him cutting into the food and interacting with it. Games that do that, the food never looks right. It looks like just some sort of like weird Play-Doh or something. It doesn't work for me. I don't know. Sorry, I had to rant about that.
Heading up to find that key card.
Controls going to be familiar to Resident Evil 4 fans.
Yep, very familiar. Over the shoulder shooter style, kind of mixed with some of the things that we had. Inventory system from RE7.
For the love of God, do not put your shoot button on R1 like you did in Resident Evil 4, because I remember playing that on the PS2. I remember not being able to figure that the fuck out. Oh wait, no, it wasn't on R1. It was on X, wasn't it? It was L2 was I haven't played Resident Evil 4 like at least on the PS2 in a long ass time. But I remember I was killed by the first monster so many times because I could not figure out how to shoot. It was the biggest pain in the ass in that game because I absolutely loved the crap out of that game, but I could not figure out how to shoot. So it was that stupid it was press it was aim and then press X to shoot because I kept trying to do normal third person shooter mechanics and shoot with R2. It was so weird. Yeah, God, I'm mad about that.
to sort of pick and choose some of the best elements that we've
Yeah.
had throughout
I
the
was going to
series.
say the gameplay is really smooth.
Yep. Yes, it's very polished already.
There you go. Mix those herbs.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Outside of Resident Evil, I've never seen a blue plant or, well, I guess poinsettias were almost at that time of year, right?
It's got to be some chemically altered one. So this is actually Brian.
Violets are blue plants.
Was this in the original game?
It was to some degree, but it, again, wasn't quite as blown out. So
Yeah, it seems vaguely familiar to me.
if you're familiar with the story, he's definitely a fan of taxidermy, as you can see all the
Yeah,
stuff
don't
I
here.
remember
say.
that. Yeah.
So there's your famous typewriter Sid.
All
You're able to
right.
save your game on those things.
Oh,
And of course, these notes scattered without. This is actually really cool. So, some somewhat symbolic references.
I
in this
still
journal
smell the
about-
wild beast.
Yeah, I remember this stuff. This is way more elaborate, but I remember these references in the original.
I love stuff like this. Like every horror game, any open world game where I can just like pour through
Yeah.
all of the little details.
This is a nice touch, too. I
Read
like
every
zooming in
book.
on the doorknob like that. If that wolf comes to life, I'm going to lose it.
I know, I'm kind of waiting for something.
Is this
Or just,
disturbing?
just instead of a tiger, it's a licker. Just like waiting. He's already taxidermied one. Man, this is a lot of fine china.
Yeah. Oh, gunpowder. So we have the ammo crafting in this?
That's right. So that's another thing from RE7 where you can, if you
I
need
really like
certain
that.
things. You need weapons. You need ammo. You can craft to get what you need.
Famously introduced in Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
That was also a great game.
So there's our parking key card. Unfortunately, for what we've got today, we're not going to be able to get it. You're going to have to go back and do a lot of puzzles and stuff to get it there. But just about wraps up what we got to show today. Other than that, we can kind of take a tour through the rest of Brian's office.
Yeah,
here.
let's take a look at this creepy.
Well, I mean, it's Resident Evil, so it's basically you find what you're looking for, and you figure out you have to solve a puzzle to get it, and then to get the thing to solve that puzzle, you have to solve another puzzle, and then to get something to solve that puzzle, you have to get something from another puzzle. It's that Metroidvania-esque style of gameplay of Resident Evil, but I think they really kind of found their niche again with 7, and again, I'm really glad to see it pop up again in this game.
stuff.
It's got a
Can we talk?
is that a
I was
dodo?
about to say.
Dodo? How?
He's a pretty skilled hunter.
Listen, the chief of Raccoon City Police Department.
That's how big dodos were?
I actually can't verify that. I don't
Wow.
know. they're
Okay.
extinct now,
Maybe
aren't
it's
they?
like
So
a T-virus dodo or something.
yeah. So that's kind of showing you some of the things to get to that key card. You're going to need to find some stuff there. So all the notes you find scattered throughout sometimes have just like gross, gory, like plot details. Some of them actually have like tips on how you open saves and find certain items. So definitely don't skimp on those, even if you're not a huge like getting steeped in the lore fan. There's lots of secrets you can find.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Great.
All right. Well, Mike, thank you again for showing off Resident.
That thing on that table that that they didn't pick up there, I have a feeling that's very important, and they're not showing it to us for some spoiler reasons.
Evil 2. We're so excited. January 25th, 2019.
Great.
That's right.
Thanks,
Check it
guys.
out on PS4 Pro here, looking fabulous. Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right, well, there was a short look at some Resident Evil 2 gameplay. Again, I'm pumped for the game. Like they said I already can't remember the date, 25th, I think they said. We'll play it on the channel, obviously, when it rolls around next year. Jesus Christ, 2019 already. I just got used to writing 2018. Yeah, that's about all I've got for the show this week. As always, if you have any suggestions for articles or videos, please, you can send me links either down in the comments of this video or over on Twitter or on any of my social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links, all stuff is in the description. Like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. If you want to see this video without me pausing and yakking over it, there will be a link in the description. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and until next time, my name's AJ Gills. This is Up That Game Channel. I'm out.